Data analyst is one of the hottest career options in 2025. Why? One, data is everywhere. Be it Netflix, Amazon, or Google, you take any company, it makes the decision making better. And number two, anyone can learn data analyst. You be a CSC graduate, BTech graduate with different streams, an MBA graduate, degree graduate, everyone can literally learn data analyst course. Don't believe it? Check any job description of data analyst roles on LinkedIn. You will find that any graduate from any stream can learn. Interesting, right? Let's hear from the expert on what is data analytics, what is the roadmap to become a data analyst, and what all technologies that you need to learn to become a data analyst and its applications.
So before we try and understand what is data analytics, let's break down this phrase or term into data and analytics. And so if you were to appreciate one thing in the current scenario of workings, then you'll have to appreciate the fact that data has become the new oil. So which means that data is one of the most important resource that any company holds these days. Now that data could be anything. For a Spotify, it could be let's say the number of songs that you have been listening over the last 1 year. And for Amazon, a data point can be a track of your order. Of a Swiggy, for Zomato, for Netflix, your YouTube, Amazon Prime, Hotstar, Book My Show, Ola, Uber, all the mobile apps that you have. All these companies, you know that they collect data day in and day out basis. Okay. So now data can come in any form. It can be an image. It can be in the form of a table. It can be in the form of, uh, let's say, an audio. It can also be in the form of a video. Okay. So over the next 20 to 25 minutes, we'll be looking at what are the common applications of data analytics in the day-to-day world that we see. Okay. Now, this is the whole slide right now that you see on the screen is just to tell you how data analytics is being used in different industries. Okay. So if there is one field that has the potential of AI to disrupt, then that is healthcare industry. So what kind of data analytics that you can do in healthcare industry? Within healthcare, you can build dashboards for real-time patients monitoring and patients parameters. It's blood sugar level, okay, blood pressure, then your body mass index. Okay, you can do a real-time tracking of patient data. So you can also apply machine learning models or data science models on top of these healthcare data. So let me show you an example as to how things work, at least in the context of data science. So yeah. So there is this one project that we will be solving as a part of our course, wherein we have the MRI scan and CT scan of a body organ like this. So this is a MRI scan of your spine, lower spine basically. Okay. And data analytics is being used, or ML models or AI models is being used in the context of healthcare. So they're being used to detect the presence of a disease in a patient based on the MRI scans or CT scans. So this is one of the applications of data science or data analytics in the whole field of healthcare. So the next time you visit a diagnostic center, and if you get some ultrasounds or MRI scans or CT scans get done, remember that all those reports or CT scans or MRI scans can be used to train ML models that can detect the presence of a disease. So essentially, this is going to enhance radiologists across the world. And now these days, all the radiologists across the world are adopting AI as a part at their workplace. So that help them make decisions much faster, help patients cure their disease very faster. Okay. So this is one of the applications of data analytics in the healthcare industry. So one is real-time healthcare patient data monitoring, and the other is a disease diagnosis in this early stage. So this is one of the projects that we'll be solving at White Scholars, and this project corresponds to solving detection disease in your spine. Okay. In the similar fashion, there are a lot of other data sets as well corresponding to your skin cancer. Okay. So now there are a lot of AI models that you need to learn, like convolution neural networks, okay, image processing models. So all those models will be building on this particular data set as a part of our course. Okay. So just like this, there are other in the context of discovering drugs to fight various diseases. Okay, so understanding molecular interaction and how protein molecules interact with the underlying disease. So that will help you discover new drugs or vaccines for diseases. So that is also one of the applications of data analytics in the context of healthcare industry. So you see a lot of companies from biomedicine, pharmaceutical, life sciences, okay, healthcare, all you see a lot of companies from these domain, they are adopting data analytics into their day-to-day workplace. So that can help them in terms of decision making and also guiding the right nutrition and also guiding the proper diets to their patients. Okay, fine. So in the context of banking industry as well, data analytics is disrupting. So in terms of understanding customers' purchasing pattern and the transactions that these customers are transacting at, at which point of sales, and especially in the context of providing loans to the customers, banks these days use ML models or AI or data analytics to predict if a customer is safe enough to approve a loan to a customer or not. Okay, so a lot of times when you apply for a loan with a bank, you submit your documents, then banks take around 2 to 3 days of time to review your profile, and then finally they come up with the decision that should you be approved the loan or not. Now the entire 2 to 3 days of time is getting cut off, just close to 3 to 4 hours. And thanks to data analytics, where the customer's information is being fed to these analytics models, and these models are telling if a customer is safe enough to for the loan to be approved to him or not. Okay, so and also fraud detection in the context of banking industry, you see a lot of fraudulent transactions happening these days, right? And trying to identify fraud is one of the use cases of data analytics. Okay. Now, banking industry also it's a industry that's a full that's data rich. You can think of that way. And so once you have data, you can of course build a lot of good data analytics on top of it. Okay. And then your e-commerce, Amazon platform. Of course, when you buy products on Amazon. So if you see here, you'll see a lot of analytics when you let's say when you browse for a product, let's say you look at suitcases and this suitcase, as you scroll down, you'll be able to see recommendations frequently bought together. Okay, so this is a result of some data analytics that's being used behind the scenes. So whenever you do a transaction, a lot of customers do transactions and they see that this item is always associated with this second item, which means people who buy this very frequently buy this as well. So the very fact that you collect these data transactions and build that data to help or recommend these items to the customers is one of the applications of data analytics in real world. And also as you scroll down, you'll also see these reviews, right? And these reviews these days are being tagged. If you, let's say, if you click on this value for money, so you're going to get only those reviews that are talking about value for money. Okay, so there's that Amazon and Flipkart also does in terms of helping you keep a track of your customers' purchases. That can in turn help these companies in terms of building good recommendation engines, wherein they can recommend products based on the customer's previous purchasing pattern and also the current product that the customer has purchased. Okay, so the same thing applies for your Flipkart, Myntra, and all the e-commerce platforms. The other industry is insurance. Now, insurance, there are a lot of insurance types, be it healthcare insurance, life insurance, your vehicle insurance, etc. And insurance industry is also plagued by a lot of fraudulent claims. You see a lot of customers coming up with the fraud claims. And identifying if a claim is fraudulent or not is one of the applications of data analytics. And also automatically approving a claim or rejecting a claim is also one of the applications of data science or data analytics. Okay, they rely heavily on data analytics in terms of understanding the customer's behavior and customers' thinking, and therefore insurance companies can dynamically prepare their premium policies and sell it to the customers. Now, entertainment, Netflix, Hotstar are pure users of data analytics. They try to understand the customer watching pattern. So, in a given region, which customers are watching which movies, etc. Marketing is again sales and marketing. Sales and marketing as well. You would want to understand which region-wise sales and all. So, one of the project that we will be solving as a part of our course, let me show that. So, we will be building all these data visualizations on Tableau. This is purely for data analytics. So let me show you the data set, how it looks like. So this data set corresponds to sales information across cities in US. Okay, so you have the order number, then you have quantity ordered, price of each order, order line number, then the sales that has happened, on which date the sale has happened, the status, okay, in which quarter, in which month, in which year the sales have happened, And what is a product line? Motorcycles, classic cars. Okay. So if you have this sort of information, what sort of data analytics you can do on top of it, especially the data visualization. So one thing is on Tableau, we are going to do this as a part of our entire course. Okay. So this is one of the visualization that you can build. So country wise and the sales that are happening, the total number of sales within that country. As you hover your mouse on that country map, you'll see the country name and also the total sales in that country. Okay, this is now Canada. Then you have Spain, France, Germany, UK. So all this data was present in this table. Okay, so you can create such awesome visualizations on Tableau, not just simply listing down the country name, but also locating that country on the map. Okay, now you can also change the colors of these this thing. So if you look at this, if you would want to change the color, or let's say yeah, format, and say you want to apply red color, so you can change based on that. Okay, so you can do a lot of aesthetical improvement on top of this colored map, and that's how you can set it. You can make your visualizations much aesthetically pleasing. Okay, gold, purple, something like this. Okay, so this is how you can improve the visualizations, and this is one of the visualizations that we will be doing as a part of our course for this sales data. Okay, and what other sort of visualizations that you can build? So yeah, we are building all these visualizations separately, and in the later step we will get all these onto a single dashboard. So if you look at this sheet 2 now, you are calculating the sales based upon states information. So California, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Osaka, Pennsylvania, then Queensland. So you can build this visual. This is basically a bar chart, and it just the longer the bar, it tells you the higher number of sales has happened in that state. Okay. And now let's say you would want to do a territory wise sales. Okay, let's look at. See this column territory. So territory stands to NA means North America, EMEA means Europe, Middle East, Asia, Asia Pacific. So all of these could mean different territories. And if you'd want to identify territory-wise sales and group them or create a pie chart or create a bar chart, you can do this. And again, like I said, you can change the colors of this as well. Let's say you'd want this in this color, you can do it. Okay. So again, the whole point of building visualizations is to make them aesthetically pleasing, and you can do it using Tableau. So these are all the sheets that we will be practicing as a part of our class as well. As a part of our course, we'll be doing a lot of visualizations using Tableau. Okay. And then other sheet 4, let's say you'd want to build you just want to simply calculate the total sales, irrespective of which region, irrespective of which territory, irrespective of which state and all. So all that you can do is simply do the sum of all the sales and the total. This is a total sales value. And now if you'd want to do a chart like this, simple circles. So this is for the territory-wise sales. So within territory is Europe, Middle East, Asia, and this is the total sales information. This is for Japan, Asia Pacific, and this is for North America. And also look at how dynamic the charts are. As you hover your screen over those charts, you'll be able to see the total value and the country or the region. So now if you look at each of these charts, they exist separately or individually. But what you can do is you can create a common dashboard that contains all these visualizations at one place. So you can create a dashboard and you can store all the visualizations at one place. Okay. So this is basically, I've just called all the sheets, all the visualizations into one place and created a dashboard. You can hover your screen or mouse on these values and you'll be able to see. So this is you can zoom in as well. You can zoom in here and you can see Spain. Let's say you'd want to zoom in at this part, you can do it. Okay. And so that's how you can create dynamic dashboards, and you can refresh this dashboard based upon based on how frequently you see the data that's coming into your servers. Okay, so you can automatically build and you can export this to your local, and you can also build the preview of it. Let's say right now this is a desktop. If you'd want a phone preview, you can do it. So this is basically a phone view. Okay. So pardon me if you're not able to see the true colors. They're actually very dark, but I don't know, probably because I'm screen sharing, the colors might look very dull for you. But again, please understand the importance of the visualizations, not the color. During the course, we'll also see how to make the colors more bright and more dynamic. Okay. Any questions, guys? So as a data analyst or data analytics professional, you'll be primarily, one of your roles is to build dashboards like this using Tableau or Power BI. Okay. Any questions? Balaji, Kavya, Praveen, Ramadevi, Satya?
No, sir.
Okay. So the same thing can be achieved using Power BI as well. Doesn't matter what tool you're using for data visualization. You can always rely, by being a data analytics professional, you'll always have to rely on some or the other data visualizations. Okay. So see, in this similar fashion, this is for sales data. We are also going to build visualizations for healthcare. You can also do it for website tracking in terms of understanding uh, the web traffic to your websites. Okay, you'd want to understand at what time of the day your website is receiving a lot of traffic, and how many customers are actually spending some good time on your website, and what is the average time that they spend. Okay, and how are they entering into your website? Is it through social media platforms, or through some networking platforms, or through link sharing, or through WhatsApp, or or did they simply type, etc. Okay, how did they discover your platform or your website? So you can build a lot of data analytics things around data, and this is the beauty of that. So it makes information accessible to layman very easily. So if you'd want to, let's say, understand sales distribution in the form, if the data is only in the form of table, you have no other option, but you have to write some queries or do some analysis on Excel, etc. But data visualizations make that reporting much easier. So you have this phrase, right? An image speaks louder than words, right? So similarly, a data visualization tells you a lot, gives you a lot of information just through visual perceptions. Okay, so it can, you here from this you can tell that a lot of sales have been happening in Canada and somewhere in Europe, and these company sales have not been happening in any of African or Asian countries. So you can say that this company has a lot of business presence in these countries, in Europe, in Australia, and US. Okay, then you can also see that territory-wise sales, you can make decision that, okay, you see a lot of sales in Europe and Middle East Asia. So let us run our business. Let's try to improve our business in this area, in this territory. Okay, so that's sort of decisions that you can make out of these data visualizations. Okay. So like I said, this would be one of the projects as a part of a course. And on similar lines, we'll also be working on healthcare data and also web traffic data. And we'll also be working or building dashboards on Spotify data sets as well. Okay. Yeah. So apart from this Tableau or Power BI, what else a data analytics professional should be good at? So you'll have to be good at Python programming language, which is data analysis. You can perform these analysis or visualizations in Python as well. So let me quickly show you how would you do it. So this is basically the Python code, a Jupyter notebook. And here we are going to do a lot of analysis on all the data sets across the world. So be it Spotify data, be it Uber's stock price, okay, or be it Netflix data set. So we're going to build a lot of data analysis using Python. So this box plot, there are a lot of libraries, and all this data analysis will be carried out in Python. So in Python, the best part is you can also build 3D plots. So if you look at this plot is an example of a 3D plot. We will be seeing how to build this 3D plots as a part of our data analysis. So a data analytics professional should be really good at building, firstly, analyzing the data, which is you can do using Python or SQL. And you should also be good at generating some good charts or plots. And 3D plots like this will be contains a lot of information, and they'll also be aesthetically pleasing. And the third thing is it can also make your decision making much faster. Okay. So 3D plots like this, map plots on Tableau are some things that a data analytics professional should be really good at. Okay. So by the end of completing your data analytics course, you will be good at Python, SQL, Tableau, or Power BI, and then some concept of statistics as well. So you need to have an understanding of a bit of statistics as to how things work around. Okay. Now, in the context of Tableau, here we have connected to a tabular data set. Okay. But sometimes your data can be a PDF. It can be a Word document. So you should be able to connect your Tableau to that, to such kind of data resources as well. Okay. If you see here, you can connect your Tableau to a lot of text files, JSON files, PDFs, spatial files. And let's say you want to connect when you work with organizations or when you work with an enterprise when as a job, right? A lot of companies hold their data not in spreadsheets, but on servers. So you'll have to connect your Tableau to a server as well. Now the server can be a Google Drive, and there are a lot of other connectors as well. So you'll have to install and connect. Okay. So we'll also see how to connect your Tableau to Google Drive and see how you can build these dashboards real time. Okay. So you can build many dashboards like this, guys. This is just the bare minimum one that I've shown you. But as a part of the course, we'll be building much complex ones as well. Okay. So like I said, all sort of such data visualizations, you can do it in these industries, and that can help these companies make a decision very faster. Okay. Now that's the data analytics thing. And in terms of jobs and salaries, uh, given that the platform given that data related jobs are increasing day by day, you can only see the salaries of these data analytics professionals increasing over the next 10 to 15 years. Okay. So all the companies are looking out for professionals who are good at dashboarding tools and some kind of coding exposure using Python and the ability to write SQL queries. Okay. So these are some things that you need to be really good at. Now, looking at their journey, like I said, we'll cover Python, some 2 weeks of SQL, some teams of Power BI, Tableau, and statistics, data visualization. And here we'll be covering a lot of projects as well. So one of the projects, the bare minimum project, is something that I've shown you on the screen, but we are going to work with real world data sets. Okay, from Spotify, Netflix, Uber, telecom, e-communication, e-commerce, and a lot of other companies as well. Okay, are those any questions?
Here we have to learn ML also.
No, within data analytics, there is no need for ML. ML is for data science, which I'm going to cover in next few minutes.
Okay.
Okay. For data analytics, all the data analyst jobs, right, positions, there's few positions do not ask you for ML. So a data analyst position is only for Tableau, Power BI, Python, SQL. That's it. Okay. So let us keep our questions within data analytics. Data science is something that we'll discuss in the next few minutes.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Okay.
I just wanted to know what are the topics that are covered in statistics?
So we will cover concepts like mean, mode, median. Okay. And then correlation, and then all the hypothesis testing concepts like chi-square, ANOVA, F-test, Z-test, T-test. And then we look at normal distribution. Then we look at all the binomial distributions and also checking how to look for outliers, and then data visualization concepts and also central limit theorem.
Oh,
Got it?
okay. Okay. Yes, sir.
Okay. So concept of correlations, hypothesis testing, chi-square, ANOVA, Z-test, T-test, F-test, all this will be covered as well.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Others, any questions?
We don't have Jira ticketing tool.
We'll explain that as well. So, I mean, Jira ticketing tool is not only specific to data analytics. Okay. You see all the companies, if you're a software developer, if you're a data scientist, if you're data analytics, if you're a Java developer, full stack developer, no matter what, you're using Jira things. So since Jira is not specific to data analytics, I've not brought it out. But again, I'm going to explain you how to create stories on Jira board as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Others? Amarnath? Nikita?
Everything is clear.
Okay. Okay, guys, so that's about data analytics. And if you have further questions, you're free to ping Rohita and then we can connect later on if you have any questions. But I hope you understood the real world job of a data analytics professional. It's about building these dashboards using tools. Okay. So for those who are, who are afraid of taking up data science because there's a lot of syllabus there and there's a lot of mathematics and statistics and a lot of complexities revolve around, you can start off your career as a data analyst and slowly as you gain experience, you can transition into data scientist. Okay. Now coming to the data science part, of course, you're going to have all of these as a part of the course. But apart from these, we will also cover AI ML models, right? Starting from linear regression, logistic regression, and all. So let me show up the curriculum. Who are interested in the AI ML thing. So as a part of data science, apart from Power BI, SQL, and all, we're going to cover machine learning as well, which is the core part of the whole data science, and maths and statistics as well. So linear algebra, calculus. I mean, we are not going to solve complex calculus use cases in the course. We are going to understand the basics that you need for data science. So firstly, in terms of Python, these are common for data analytics and data science. You need to understand how to set up Python, the basic concepts. These are your data structures. How do you read files, CSV files, PDF files, etc. And also how to read images, like this example that I've shown you. Oh, where was that? Yeah. So how do you read MRI scans, CT scans in Python? So there's a format called DICOM. DICOM stands for Digital Imaging for Communication in Medicine. So you'll see these X-rays in this format, and you can read those X-ray images or MRI scan images into Python using these libraries. Okay. So apart from that, we're going to look at other how to read other data sets as well. Okay.
Thank
So
you, sir.
visualization we've seen. Let's look at statistics, like someone asked, right? All the distributions, the concept of statistics. Okay. This we have. Now the most important part is the machine learning. So understanding the basic data cleaning strategies. Okay, so a lot of time the data that you get in real world contains a lot of noise or junk.
Mm.
Okay, so which is why you will have to clean the data, and especially when you connect data from Twitter, okay, all survey related data, there's a lot of noise, and you will look at a lot of data cleaning strategies. Outliers is one of the statistical concepts, and we will implement that in Python. So this is where your core ML will start, supervised learning, and we'll understand what is linear regression, logistic regression. All these are your predictive models. You can build predictive models, like you would want to predict, like I said, right, in the context of banking industry, you would want to predict if a transaction is fraudulent or not.
Mm.
Okay, or if you'd want to see, if you'd want to predict, is it safe enough to approve a loan to a customer? Okay, or you would want to predict the prices of houses across the world, or you would want to predict if a patient is going to have a disease in the near future or not. So to help you build all those models, you need to have an understanding of all these supervised learning models. Okay. Then comes your unsupervised learning. Here we'll be doing a lot of clustering, and clustering is nothing but your grouping of customers into different groups. Okay. So think of this. Netflix has a lot of customers, and you can group them into different clusters. So different clusters have customers with different tastes, movie tastes. Okay. And then model evaluation. So after you train all these models, predictive models, you also need to know how to evaluate them. Okay, all these are the metrics that you use to evaluate. And then we have the complex advanced version of data science, which is deep learning or neural networks. And here we are going to understand all these concepts as to why do we need neural networks, and neural networks for image analysis. And this is your time series forecasting. You can do a forecasting on time series data like stock market data, and try to analyze the trend, seasonality, and patterns within your stock market data. Okay. So deep learning, like I mentioned, here we are going to cover a lot of natural language processing, NLP, how to handle text data, building sentiment analysis models, okay, building text classification models, and also deployment. How do you deploy your models? So this will be helpful for you when you start working with companies and understand how why deployment is very important. So apart from these, we'll also cover generative AI. So generative AI, you must have been hearing over the last 2.5 years about ChatGPT, etc. So generative AI, so you need to understand the workings of generative AI as well. So as a part of understanding generative AI, one of the core components that you have to know is this transformers architecture. Okay, so we are going to understand this transformers architecture right from the scratch. So if all of you might have heard about ChatGPT, right? Everyone? GPT? Okay, so the T in that GPT stands for transformers. Okay, so you'll have to have an understanding of your transformers architecture, and which is where we'll spend a lot of good time in terms of helping you understand how transformers work and thus how generative AI works. Okay, so in the context of data science, we are going to cover your supervised learning, unsupervised learning, neural networks, deep learning, NLP, computer vision, and also generative AI, if you enroll with that. Okay. Yeah, any questions? Yeah, guys, any questions so far? I hope all of you understood, right? So in terms of curriculum, what's being covered, but I'll also show you one of the applications of data science in the real world. Okay, so let's take the example of Swiggy. I know data science, all of you understand that data science is being used everywhere in terms of data analysis, object detection, image analysis, etc. So one of the examples that we will build as a part of the course. So this is one of the projects that we will do at White Scholars. So just to give you an overview of the problem statement that we are trying to solve. So we are building a dish recommendation system wherein user can search, user is going to search with some text query, and we are going to build the model that can recommend dishes to the user. Okay. So for the sake of this project, I have created some small data. So let me bring that data. So I've curated some small data set as to you have the restaurant name and then the dish name and its corresponding description as to how it's prepared or ingredients, etc. So you have a restaurant name, then all the dishes and their corresponding descriptions. So this is for, you can think of, let's say this is Indian cuisine. And now I've also created, let's say Chinese cuisine. Then your Mediterranean cuisine restaurants. Then your Italian. So I've created such data points, and using all this data, you can build a dish recommendation system. So the code for that is this. We are going to see all this code as a part of our class, but for the sake of demonstration, let me execute and see how the output looks like. So right now I'm executing this code, guys. Let's wait for a minute. It's going to take some time for it to execute. So again, just to give you a background while it's executing, I would wanted to show you how a dish recommendation system works. So whatever use case that you see now can be applied for Amazon, can be applied for Spotify, can be applied for any of the companies where they have products, and you would want to recommend products based on the user search. Okay. So meanwhile, this is getting executed. Let's say once you go to Amazon, you don't always search, let's say by the exact product name. Okay. So a lot of times you would search like this, shoes for running, and then you're going to get all the shoes that are good for for running exercise. Okay. So these days, a lot of times customers do not search with the direct product name. Let's say they do not search for Nike shoes, etc. You search generally like this, or let's say you say Bluetooth speakers for party. Okay. So once you search with this user query, with this text, then you're going to get all the party related speakers. Okay. Then based on that, you will look for the brands. And now after that, you would filter your search based on the brands. So similarly happens the same thing with your Spotify as well. Sometimes you only just know the lyrics and you would want to search the song by the lyrics. You can do that. It happens with YouTube as well. And it happens with Zomato and Swiggy as well. So a lot of times with dishes, right? When it comes to dishes, you search with their ingredients. So this is ready. So if I execute this, so I've just built a small app wherein the app is going to recommend the dish. Let's say, for example, you can search with something like this. I want a dessert with milk in it. Something like this. Or you can click on this, find my dish. And you can see all the corresponding dishes from this data that I have that are being recommended. Okay. So sometimes you can also search, let's say, burger with vegetables and onions in it. Okay. So this dataset is very minimal, guys. I've just created it for the sake of demonstration. But when we actually solve this as a project, we are going to have a huge description for every dish. And also we are going to deal with a lot of number of dishes with a lot of restaurants as well. So you see here, if you look at arugula is one of the vegetable. Okay, it's one of the green leafy vegetable. But if you look at the way that the user has searched here, I haven't searched with arugula, but the model cleverly knows that arugula is a vegetable, and therefore it has to put that in the top recommendations. And the score you see here, right, 0.83, 0.66, which means that this burger has matched with the user query with the highest score. Okay, so the very fact that arugula is a vegetable and it matches with the user query vegetable, this is where this is what you talk about building a smart recommendation system. Remember, guys, this is not just a keyword match. Okay, this is just not a keyword match. This is a semantic match. Okay, which means when you say semantic, right, you are understanding the intent of the user. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is very intelligent match. Even when you browse through Amazon, when you search for Bluetooth speakers for party and all, do not think that it is only keyword match. It's also about semantic match. Okay. Yeah, so this is one of the recommendation systems that we are going to build as a part of our data science course. So here you will need to understand the concept of embeddings. Like I said, transformer, right? Again, transformer plays a huge role in terms of helping you understand how generative AI works and how the recent advancements in data science works. Okay, so just like this, we are going to build a lot of models, like I've shown you, image analysis, then predictive models for telecommunications industry, understanding how many customers would leave your service, etc. So in terms of career progressions, career prospects as well, all of you might have been hearing, if you go to the Naukri platform and see and search for data science positions or Gen AI positions. Let's search for jobs. Let's go to the jobs and search data science. Let's call it as data scientist. Okay. And you see here, there's almost close to about 22,000 job positions that are open as I speak right now. And this number is only going to increase. Okay. So you can also search a lot of companies, like all the companies, be it no matter what domain or industry they are, there are companies that are looking out for data scientists, and which only tells you that the demand for data science skills is very huge as I speak right now in the market, and it's going to remain same for the next 10 to 15 years, because you'll see generative AI is picking pace, and it's going to stay relevant easily for the next 10 to 15 years, and the skills that you learn as a part of the course will also remain relevant. Okay, so we have talked about possible one of the example use cases of data science. We have looked at the syllabus. We've also looked at the career prospects. Any questions related to the course, related to the syllabus, career prospects, projects, you're free to ask.
So what are the timings of the sessions?
Probably Rohita can answer that better.
Yeah, so Balaji, we have two batches. One batch
Okay.
is in the weekdays, that will be between 8:30 to 10 a.m. in the mornings.
Okay.
And we have a weekend batch, and the timings will be 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can choose according to your comfort. Any
Okay.
which way you would receive a call from our team to explain
Okay.
all the details about the course. So you can check with them and accordingly register for the classes. Okay.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, Balaji. Any other questions? Pranav, do you have any questions? Looks like you have unmuted.
We want to speak with Manohar, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Manohar is available.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, I have one doubt. I want to call you personally.
Oh, okay, fine.
I'll arrange a conference call for you, Pranav.
Okay.
Any
Okay,
other
others?
questions? I hope everything is clear. In case if you have any questions going forward, you can let us know through the call that you received, and we'll take it forward from there. Thank you so much for attending the
Yeah.
demo today, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Probably will make a call with Manohar, sir.
Yeah, I'll arrange a call, don't worry.